2025 was absolutely amazing, but 2026 is already off to an even better start. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my final 2025 wrapped 2026 what's in store video. And for this video we're going to go over what my goals were and how I did on them. We're going to go over some of my analytics so you can see what it's like for a content creator of my size. And then we're also going to go over some big announcements for changes coming to the channel starting in this month. So make sure you watch this entire thing because I promise you there's going to be something that I go over that you are going to enjoy. So let's just dive right in, but before we do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts. And first things first, the reason that 2026 has started off so good for me is I literally woke up on New Year's Day after going to bed at midnight, well, a little after midnight, it was like 12:45, with like 99,990 subscribers. So I woke up to 100,001. This is such a big milestone that I never really thought I would ever hit. So for every single person that has hit the subscribe button, that has liked my videos and shared them with their friends, thank you so much. This is something that I never really thought would ever happen, and while I'm well aware that this 100,000 is majority from my short form content, it is still a huge deal for me, and I have even more motivation to work even harder now. If you didn't know, my goal is to make this full time, and 100,000 with long form could possibly get there, but with short form it's not. So it's just one more stepping stone towards getting to my ultimate dream of doing this full time, so thank you. More stuff to come on that, but let's get into, I want to start with going over what my goals were and where I ended up this year. In fact, in order to do that, we're actually going to watch my video from last year where I did the same thing. So let's see how I did. Okay, I'm going to watch this on my phone because I feel like it's a little bit easier than that. Wow. 194 views. Y'all weren't that interested in it this past year. Let's see how it turns out this year.
4 definitely didn't go as free. On YouTube, I had 1.3 thousand subscribers, and as of December 31st, 2024, I had 35,187 subscribers.
Okay.
This is by far.
I forgot that's what my numbers were at the beginning of last year. Wow, that's even crazier. So I tripled my subscriber count this year. That's crazy. And also at the end of 2023, I had 1.3 thousand. That's it. So I've really only been doing this for, what is that, two years. And I'm already at 100K. I think that's really good. I know there are plenty of people that grow a lot faster than that, usually because they have something go super viral. I like that I'm growing at a good rate, but I feel like I'm working for it. It's not just being handed to me. It's not just like a quick, oh, I went super viral, I got a bunch of views off of that, made a bunch of money, and then I fell off. I feel like what I'm doing is a lot more sustainable and a lot more something that I can just keep doing as the years progress. So that's crazy. So this year, my goal is to double my subscriber count. So we're just gonna say I ended the year at 100,000 subscribers. I know that technically at midnight it was 99,990. We're gonna round it and say 100,000. I intend to end the year with 200,000. And I think this is possible because I always more than double my subscriber count every year. So I'm gonna just aim for doubling it now that it's such a big number, right? And I think that's really, really possible. So, wow, that's crazy. Okay. Let's keep going.
Are the most successful for me on here. Now, I will say that most of these subscribers come from my short form videos. I think I didn't even hit 1K from long form videos, but that's okay.
I'm kind of assuming, I think I had quite a few well-performing long form videos this year that I didn't really, this time last year, I was lucky if I hit 500 views for a long form video in a month. Now, if I don't hit 1,000 in the first 24 hours, it's low. So I know that it's still majority. I would say probably now maybe 10,000 of my subscribers are for long form and the other 90,000 are for short. It could be even more skewed than that though. So
I'm still very, very happy with this. getting those subscribers from short form videos does mean that my long form videos don't really get a ton of views. They don't get the views that you would expect a YouTuber that has 35,000 subscribers.
Still
So
kind of the
this
same
year,
though.
I'm really going to focus in a lot more on the long form content.
I did.
Last year, my goal was consistency, which I did pretty good on. As far as shorts goes, I only missed a couple days this year. Long form, I couldn't really start posting until May because I couldn't render long form videos on my computer, and I ended up having to get a new one. But once I started posting long form, I was fairly consistently posting 1 to 2 times a week. This year, I don't want to focus on consistency. I want to focus on quality. My goals this year more revolve around my editing skills and just making sure that the content that I put out is something that I'm truly proud of and not just content that I'm putting out for content's sake.
Okay.
So while you still might see more videos from me.
So that was a good goal of mine to have. Would I say that I followed through on that goal? Not really. I would say my editing didn't really get better. However, I think I went into it with the wrong mindset. So my goal was like a very specific thing, and then I kind of realized that having this super like curated type video is just not for me. I love making YouTube videos. I love yapping, I love talking, I love turning on the camera and like saying my thoughts for the public to hear. I do not like editing. So I don't want to focus too hard on something that I don't like because I don't think it's really worth it that much. Would my views probably go up if I edited my videos more and made it a little bit more curated? Absolutely. That's just like how the algorithm works. But that just doesn't feel like me. And I always try to be genuine. I always try to be like who I am, and what you see on camera is what you would see in real life. So I don't really think that was that good of a goal. I think looking back, I understand why I had that goal, but I don't think that I was fully thinking it through. So my goal this year is not necessarily to make my editing skills better. I can always work on it and I always will be. But I think this year my goal is truly to just make content that I want to make. To focus on not the numbers fully, because like I still need to focus on the numbers because that's a real thing, and if you want to make it full time you have to think about the numbers, but to just do what I really want to do. So with that, I'm going to start my first announcement. I am going to be posting 3 videos a week for the most part. There might be some times where I can't because it might be a little bit tough with my schedule, but I'm going to be starting a couple of new types of videos. So one of the things that I've realized is how much I just like yapping. And I think at the end of the day, that's what you're all here for, is because you were intrigued by my style of video where I don't have a script, I don't have special editing, I am 100% myself. This is an outlet for me to just get all the yapping out that I want to do with people in my life, which my true friends let me do that, but I also want to make sure that I'm not just always talking about the same thing, because that would get old pretty quickly, right? Like that was kind of the point of starting YouTube in the first place. So I know a lot of you are probably disappointed that I didn't post a Tanjiro essay before the end of the year. I've been promising that for a very long time. I actually like edited some, I recorded some, I scripted some, and as I was working on it, I just didn't like it. It didn't feel like me. So I am going to start doing what I'm going to call character yaps. Yes, that is true. I am going to once a month do a video on a character in Demon Slayer that is 100% just a yap. It's going to be organized, like I'm probably going to make myself an outline of what the yap is going to be, where it's going to start by chronologically talking about their life, and then some deep dives into why I think the character is the way that it is, why I like them, why I maybe dislike them, that sort of thing. And that's going to happen once a month. The first one will be Tanjiro. Absolutely. I've been promising that for super long. I just want to give you guys a video that is me and not like this perfectly curated video essay that so many other channels do better than me. I know you guys watch me because I yap, so that's what I'm going to do. That'll come later this year. And then after Tanjiro, I'm actually going to randomize it because I think a lot of people like the kind of random, spur of the moment type of content that I do. That's why my short form content is better performing. So I'm going to put every Demon Slayer character into a randomizer, and at the beginning of each yap video, that is when I'm going to pick the character. So it is 100% on the fly, off the wall, whatever I think of that character, I'll just follow a specific kind of template, and that's it. So that is going to be one series that's going to happen once a month. Another series that's actually going to be once a month is going to be the same style of video, but about random animes that I watch. So I'm going to put every single anime that I've ever watched into a randomizer, and I'm going to yap about it, but I'm going to set it up where the first half, I'm going to talk more about should you watch it, so that it's more accessible to all of you who maybe don't watch it. Like my Naruto videos don't do very well because so many of you don't watch it. So a lot of the animes that I've watched, you maybe haven't watched, but I'm going to start the video by talking about the pros and cons of watching it and let you determine if you want to watch it. And then the second half is just going to be yapping about it. And that's going to be once a month as well. And then finally, I am going to do a watch party of Demon Slayer. Yes, okay. So what this means is these videos are going to be set up kind of similarly to reactions. However, couple differences. Number one is obviously I've seen Demon Slayer before. It's been something I've watched. This is probably like my 20th rewatch or something like that. I'm not going to be showing like the anime. You're not going to be seeing reactions except for, of course, I'm going to cry because I cry over a lot of scenes in Demon Slayer. But it's going to be a watch party where I'm going to pause it a lot and I'm going to yap. And I'm going to talk about whatever's happening in that episode. I decided to do this. I think some people might roll their eyes a little bit that I'm like beating the Demon Slayer stuff down into the bush, right? I have been wanting to do something like this for a while because watching each episode with you all is going to open up more conversation. It's going to make me think of other subjects that I can do in more like specific videos, but I'm going to literally pause so much. I'm going to yap, I'm going to talk about things, and it's going to be just what comes to mind while I watch it. This is going to be a journey. If I were to watch one episode a week, it would take me longer than the year 2026 because it's like 60 something episodes. I think I'm going to try and do season 1 where it's 2 episodes per video, just that way the first season doesn't take the entire half of the year. I'm also considering the fact that Infinity Castle might be released episodically this year later, so I kind of want to time it where I can watch all that with you when it's released episodically, especially if they do anime original episodes. That'd be so fun to watch together. So it's not going to have like major clips all the time of the anime. This series, I'm going to be watching it, and I'm going to show some of it, but I don't want it to be like a reaction. I want it to be just me yapping about Demon Slayer episode by episode. So I don't know how it's going to do. On one hand, I could see it do very, very well. On the other hand, I could see it do really, really poorly. So we'll see, but I'm sticking to that, and that's going to be once a week. So those are really my big announcements. Character yaps happening once a month, anime yaps happening once a month, and Demon Slayer episodes once a week. I'm also starting Medalist soon, so that's going to be a once a week thing, and then there will be more, like I'm still going to continue doing the ships tier lists. I'm still going to continue doing like other random videos so that you all kind of know what's going on. But I think it'll be really fun. I think it's going to be really exciting, and maybe we'll have some new long form subscribers join us in the series, and we can kind of establish ourselves as the Demon Slayer community. That's like, I want to be like the Demon Slayer content creator. Like who do you think of when you think of like a Demon Slayer content creator? Oh, Hannah Malay, right? Like, I think a lot of people already think that way. I want more people to think that way. Is that weird? I don't know. So anyway, that's like my first big announcement, I guess. Let's keep going.
To put into it because Instagram
This is Instagram. Okay.
To say the least. But as
Shameless
of
plug.
December 31st,
Follow me on
2023, I had 2.5 thousand followers on Instagram, and as of December 31st, 2024, I had 4,977 followers.
So almost
now, I
doubled.
did set a goal for myself of having 10,000 on Instagram, but I also said that I was going to post every single day, which I did not. I actually posted every single day, I think for the first 2 months, and my follower count went down. So I had to kind of change my perspective of Instagram pretty early on in the year. I also wanted to do less cosplays. I think I did 14 cosplays in 2023, so I wanted to do less than that in 2024. I ended up still doing 14 new cosplays. I just squished it all into the second half of the year, which I'm not sure I'm going to do. This year's going to be a little bit different cosplay-wise. I do love cosplaying, and I'm going to continue to make a lot of cosplay, and that's still probably going to be the most common content on Instagram. However, I don't know what the second half of the year is going to look like. I'm cramming before I leave for Japan, and then after Japan, I have no idea what I'm going to do because, honestly, I'm going to spend a lot of money in Japan, and I won't know what the plan is after that until we get back and we can look at how much money we spent and how much money we'll have for the rest of the year. So the first few months is going to cram a lot of cosplays, but kind of similar to YouTube.
Man, I really do yap
going
a
to
lot.
Focus more on the quality of my content.
Okay.
I
don't remember when I said the actual numbers goal. My goal was 10K again. I again didn't hit it. I literally woke up again on New Year's Day to 9,000. And so as of, this is January 2nd that I'm recording this, by the way, and now it's 9,087, which is actually pretty decent in one day. So Instagram was interesting. It has its ups and downs. Instagram is also the hardest to grow on by a lot. With Instagram, if you get a viral reel that gets like 1 million views, you're lucky if you get 100 new followers out of that. On like YouTube and TikTok, if you get like 1 million views, you're gonna get like 10,000 followers out of that. So I don't really understand the algorithm of Instagram. That being said, I didn't post that many cosplays. I did them all like before the summer. I got actually super burnt out on cosplay. I did not want to cosplay for the entire second half of the year. I had no desire to do so. Mira from K-Pop Demon Hunters, I think, was my last one, and that was in August. So this year, I actually want to bring cosplays back. My plan is to do one a month. That's it. Just one a month. And that can be a new one or a refreshed old one. And that's it. I'm not going to do anything else. And I'm also going to be okay with not having a cosplay every single month. Like if there's a month where it just doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. And I post other things. I'm also posting reels every single day again. It seems to be helping. It didn't make my algorithm go down. One thing that I also learned this year is that the algorithm really rewards consistency. So if you change it up a lot, it's going to not know what to do. So I have been really going in on just every single day, reel. Even if I have like a post of pictures, I usually just post twice in that day. So I'm gonna keep doing that. My goal, let's say 15,000 followers on Instagram. But yeah, go follow me because there are lots of things that are going on there that are not on here. So definitely follow me on Instagram.
Now, TikTok is interesting because there's still a lot of unknowns surrounding it here in my country. As far as I know, it's still supposed to be banned on
It's still
January
unknown. It just
19th.
keeps getting
However,
extended.
our president-elect is already trying to reverse
Was that a year ago
so
already?
I have no
Holy
idea what to
moly.
expect. So it's kind of hard to put a goal out there because I wasn't planning on having a goal on there. However, I finished the year at 47,000 followers on TikTok, and I ended the year with 66,081. I did have a goal of 80,000, so I also did not hit my goal on there. However, again, TikTok's kind of weird. You just never know what's going to happen. I can have 1 month where I have 100 new followers and then 1 month where I have 10,000 new followers. The algorithm never makes any sense. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit on there, essentially.
True.
So I didn't really know exactly
Everything's
what to
inconsistent.
expect follower-wise. I still grew quite a bit, almost 20,000, which I'm pretty happy with. So since I don't really have much goals with it because I just don't know what to expect, I'm still going to throw out a number and say, if I still have TikTok at the end of this year, I'll want 90,000 followers by then. And kind of the same.
90,000. Okay. I said 90,000, but I wrote down 80,000, and that was kind of the goal I thought I had for the entire year. I ended with 86,000, exactly. Like literally January 1st, I woke up and everything was like 100,000, 9,000, 86,000. It was all like perfect. So TikTok is the progenitor of my content. So all the filters that I get on short form come from TikTok. I do see those comments come through sometimes. I don't read my comments a ton. I'm gonna start introducing reading them a little bit more just because I like interacting with you guys, but it got really mentally straining to read comments for a while because I was getting some really nasty ones for a while and it was affecting me. So I just had to kind of completely stop reading them for a while. I'm slowly introducing it back, seeing how I handle when I see those mean comments. Facebook, by the way, really mean. But TikTok is still where I start my content because all those filters I get from TikTok. I think I did pretty good. Originally, I thought I hit my goal, but I guess I didn't because I wrote down 80 but said 90. But 86 is pretty close to 90, so we'll take it. So I'm gonna just say my goal is 110,000 followers by the end of the year on TikTok. TikTok is interesting. I don't really care about the numbers on there. It doesn't pay well and it could still go away at any time because the ban is still there. It just keeps getting extended. So I feel like at some point it's gonna just go away, honestly. And if that's the case, then I'll figure it out with my short form content. I'll pivot and do something else. So yeah, that's kind of that. That's all. I don't really have much to say about TikTok. It's kind of same old, same old. My short form content is the same thing over and over again. I am well aware of that. It's completely my outlet to just be silly. I'm not trying hard in those videos. I'm literally just being silly, and that's the style. That's how it is. I think that's it for this video. So those are the updates on how I did with my goals and everything like that. I did hit 600. I think I have 612 on X now. Again, I don't really have goals for that. I'll say, I think I wrote it down a goal though. Let's see. My goals for X, aka Twitter, is 1.5 thousand. We'll see how that goes. X is really weird. I had like in September, I went from 200 to 611 and I've stayed at 611 since September. So it's like, I don't understand the algorithm either. I know that if I were to like subscribe to it and pay money, I would get way more views and then I'd start getting paid. I don't want to pay an account so that I can get paid. It's not worth it. I don't want to support it, honestly, so I just leave it as is. Okay, so there are your updates on goals and numbers. So let's do another announcement. I am gonna be opening up my Patreon again. I'm actually gonna open that up for the Demon Slayer yaps so that those will be really long. Because those will just be unedited. Those will be, like, the whole episode will be there. You'll be able to see everything. There is going to be a lot of me just sitting there staring because I've seen it so many times, which is why on YouTube I'm planning on like really cutting out most of the episode, just talking about like leaving in right the scene that I'm about to talk about and then my yapping. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. I just know that I want to do it and I'm going to try it. So there it is. Patreon will also have all my medalist stuff early and unedited. So again, I'll be opening that back up. So if you want to join my Patreon, make sure you click on the link down below. Same with membership. Membership gets all of my videos early, not unedited, because it still has the same like copyright issues. It also has fun emojis, priority reply in the comments, which I want to do more of now that I'm like starting to read my comments again, and other things that are really, really fun. So make sure you check that out. It starts at $3 a month, so it's super cheap. It's just a great way to support me. Again, I'm trying to make this full time, so if you want to help with that, where once it becomes full time, there's definitely going to be more content coming. Join in on either Patreon or memberships or both. Okay, I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to go over. There's just gonna be like consistent little changes. I'm trying things out. I'm trying to not just post the filters for shorts because it does get very repetitive, but I'm not sure what I want to do with that. There's gonna be small changes here and there, but let's now talk about my channel analytics. This is very different than normal because it's just very, I don't know. Okay, so first things is going to be my subscribers. So as you can see, from January 1st to December 31st, total subscriber 64,000.8, which is crazy. This is not going to happen this year. So this is when I went to Japan, and I originally planned to have like a lot of content from Japan, but we ended up just really enjoying ourselves. And so I wasn't posting short form content for like 3 weeks in the month of April, and you can see kind of where that goes down in subscriber count because I just wasn't getting the views. Like this day I didn't even earn any, I lost one. So I wasn't really posting, so it didn't really matter. Oh my gosh, was that -7 on May 3rd? Oof. And then May, the entire month of May was just trying to get the algorithm to pick me up again. And then June, obviously things got a lot better. And then you can see really like July and August. So here's where Demon Slayer started in Japan, and like, yeah, it goes down, but there's just like a lot of big peaks here. I think I was still averaging like 200 per day. I think 64.8 is about 200 per day, which is really good. Yeah. So like really big ones, and then a big dip in December, which is pretty normal, but it still was like kind of all over the place. So this isn't going to happen this year, which means I think it'll be very easy to hit 200K. Maybe I should be like 250 or something to be a little bit more lofty. I feel like 200 might be pretty easy to get. I am going to Japan again next year. Surprise. I'm going again. I'm going in November. We just nailed it down. We have some friends who are going and they invited us along with them. It's only going to be 2 weeks this time instead of a month. And knowing that once I was there, it was really hard to like make my regular content because I was just having so much fun. I'm going to have like a bigger plan to make sure that like the posting stays consistent even though I'm on the other side of the world, so that this just doesn't happen, because this really affected me for like 2 months. Obviously March was still a little bit low as well, but as soon as I was there, like this is when I left. So like you can see it just kind of starts to go, like this is the highest peak. and it just goes down, 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 down. And even here, like this is when I'm getting back, but it takes a while for the algorithm, because like by now I'm already posting consistently again. It's just taking a while for the algorithm to register. This dip here, like these 2 dips are when I was sick. So I lost a little bit of consistency, which like that you can't control. If you get sick, you get sick. There's nothing you can really do about it. But this is not going to happen. So that's kind of nice. Okay, the last thing I just realized I forgot. I did start a Facebook page this year because they were offering like an incentive program. And I ended the year with 7.7 thousand followers on it. So my goal for 2026, I started it in like July. So I think I'm going to aim for 30,000 on there. I think that feels realistic. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this is really random, disjointed. Again, thank you everyone so much for 100,000 subscribers. Like I teared up a little bit when it happened. Even though I had just woken up, I literally woke up, was looking at some things and was like, oh, I should check my YouTuber subscribers. And it was like 100,001. And I was like, oh my God. So thank you so much. I'm really excited for this year. I think this year is going to be really fun with all of the medalist, demon slayer, anime yaps, character yaps. It's going to be really fun. And I'm still going to throw in some other stuff here and there. I'm going to also be posting more to my skating channel. So any skating vlogs, or just talking about skaters, like the international scene, the Olympics, that's all going on my backup channel, Hannah Malay Skates. It's in the description. But if you made it this far in the video, leave a red heart. No, I'll do one better. Leave an ice skate. Leave an ice skate in your comment, an ice skate emoji, so that I know that you made it this far in the video. And looking forward to all the things that 2026 is going to offer. I think that's all I wanted to go over. I feel like this is very disjointed, but it is what it is. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next one. Mata ne!